Hello, everyone. This is Suzanne Knabe-Nicole from Police Science Doctor with your weekly dose of Police Science Snippets. It's number 237, and Police Science Snippets are a little bit of research findings in the fields of police science, evidence-based policing, investigative psychology, and so on that I have put together, and I'm emailing them to everyone who's already on the email list together with the links to the original research article on a Tuesday. And I also talk about them here on social media. If you are not already on the email list, it's completely free to join. Just Google Police Science, go to Police Science Doctor, and on the read page, you will get the previous snippets from of 236 previous weeks. These are downloadable as PDFs with 3 snippets each. All you have to do for that is join the email list, and you just enter your details into the form that pops up when you get to the website. If it doesn't pop up for you, just scroll to the bottom of any page and you can enter your details there, and you will get sent the email with the password straight away. And then you can build yourself up a little library. So the first snippet for this week 237, is about resident-visitor ratios. This study investigates the relationship between after-hours population composition and neighborhood crime in towns. Drawing on routine activity theory, it examines how resident-to-visitor ratios influence crime rates after work hours. Findings show that increased after-work hour visitor presence is significantly associated with higher crime rates for all offenses, with greater resident presence correlates, while greater resident presence correlates with reduced violent crime. So if you're living in a town or an area where there's lots of people coming in from the outside, and who stay there after hours. So they're either tourists, they're visitors, or they're working there but then staying to drink, you'll get higher crime rates. This reminds me of a webinar I watched from the Cambridge Center of Evidence-Based Policing with Professor Lawrence Sherman. And he was talking to the chief of police of the chief constable of Devon and Cornwall police. It looked as if they were really racially disparate in terms of whom they stopped and searched in relation to who actually lives there. So there's a certain population who lives there, but there's other populations who come as visitors, as tourists to Bournemouth, very nice area on the coast in the south of England. And with the tourists also come criminals from London. So because the stop and raid search was being compared to the people who lived there, who were often also a little bit older, that looked very, very disproportionate. But if you're actually looking at who's there, who's hanging around in the area, and try to compare to that, you get very different figures. So this is showing that an influx of visitors, tourists, workers who stay after hours can increase the crime rate. The second snippet for this week is about investigating intimate partner sexual violence. Despite widespread support for taking a specialist approach to investigating sexual offending, not much attention has been given to the best way to configure specialist units. This study found that forces who locate the investigation of intimate partner sexual violence with specialist domestic abuse officers appear more likely to be able to overcome the challenges associated with this type of offending due to more consistent understanding of the context of coercive control in which it typically occurs. So investigating sexual violence perpetrated by partners should be within the domestic abuse specialist unit, because they have better understanding of everything that goes around with it. And the last snippet for this week is the domestic abuse reporting likelihood. Researchers, intimate personal violence victims mostly do not disclose their victimization experience to law enforcement agencies. The main purpose of the current study was to examine factors that impact these victims' decisions to call the police about their victimization. Results showed that victimization that resulted in injuries and that occurred within the victim's city and happened less than 10 times were significant predictors of the likelihood of reporting to the police. So if it resulted in injuries, more likely to report. If it occurred within the victim's city, more likely to report, and if it happened less than 10 times, also more likely to report. In addition, women who identified as Hispanic were more likely to report than those who were not Hispanic. So just something to bear in mind. And I hope there was something of use to you there. If not, just go through the library on the read page of all the previous snippets, and hopefully you'll find something that is relevant to your particular role. And until I see you again next time, thank you very much for paying attention. Make good decisions and stay safe. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this content useful. You can get access to each episode's transcript with key learning points, timestamps, and references if you get yourself onto my mailing list. Just go to the main website on policesciencedoctor.com, and on the bottom of each page you will find a sign-up form for notifications of new content. Just enter your first name, your preferred email address, and the type of organization you work for. You will not get any spam. This is just for me to let you know about new content and for you to get access to all the transcripts.